Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tony Climbs. It's been a while. I was back in Santa Cruz, California, climbing and hanging out with some friends. Let's jump into it. Starting off here, we're at Agility Boulders out in Capitola. This is a pretty fun climbing gym. The first section I'm climbing in right now is outdoors. It's covered with kind of like a tented area. Really cool. First couple climbs are relatively easy. This black one was interesting. Nice little solid V1 here. For the most part, I think I prefer this. There's two, I should say, there's two major climbing gyms in the area. There's Agility Boulders and Pacific Edge. Agility is a strictly bouldering climbing gym, while Pacific Edge has both bouldering and top and lead rope, or top like top rope lead climbing as well. I will say I think Agility is a much more beginner friendly and beginner inclusive climbing gym, whereas Pacific Edge will punish you if you haven't climbed or are new to climbing, because they don't necessarily set very solid, easy to do climbs. If it's like they don't really set a lot of V0s, and the V0s that they do set are a little sus, let's just say that. But here, starting off here, got a couple good solid finishes going on out here. Also, this great, unfortunately about Agility is they don't have a great climbing grading system here, because they really like to do this peak system. So as you saw in the beginning, a one peak climb is anywhere from V0 to V2, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but sometimes I'm a little confused as to what I should grade it, because sometimes I can kind of cheese the climb a little bit more because I'm taller than what the actual real grade is probably closer to. But I do my best to try to give a relatively fair assessment of the grade. But if you disagree, please let me know. I'm always happy to hear feedback on it. But yeah, this climbing gym pretty solid. I really enjoy it because of I really enjoy the outdoor aspect of it. Obviously, on a day like the day I was climbing, not the sunniest or warmest or happiest, but overall a pretty fun experience regardless. Now that we've moved indoors here, getting my butt kicked on this green one, because this move here I completely screwed up. I think I needed to match on where my left hand was, where I dropped off. And then I'm like, okay, I probably need to do something like that. But I don't really ever go back to it because I wanted to try a bunch of other climbs in the gyms here. So I move along to this black climb here, which is a nice little fun dyno move. Get the foot up and then big pull, stand up and reach out there. Get the hands up, arms up, and then I get one hand on the finish hold and step my foot way out and then match the top or the middle of the wall. Then I move along to this orange climb here, these like little finger pockets. Initially, it's pretty solid, and then I get to this section here, and I get a little confused on what to do. I really want to be facing towards my right now, because that is where it feels best. But then the left also kind of feels okay, and I'm able to get one hand on there, and I just kind of like force my way through it. But I'm able to get up, match the top. I felt pretty happy with that. I then tried this slabby move where I on this green climb here, I just kind of was like, maybe I can get my hand up. I really couldn't. I tried it a couple other times off camera, and it was hard. Let's just say that it was not a climb that I don't think I could have done. Maybe after a lot of time spent on it, I probably could have done it. There was nothing too physically demanding. It was more technique, but still difficult. Unfortunately, I forgot to take a couple of photos of the climbs themselves, but this is a fun overhang climb here. And this is interesting because there's actually two climbs on this, and they take the same path. One just goes a little bit further than the other. Now, initially here, I was just like, you know what? Let me just do the one peak climb. It's nice. It seems relatively doable here. I really messed up my hand and foot placement on this first attempt here. And I try to get that foot around, and then I like barn door and do this weird swing move. But I am able to correct the mistake in this second attempt here. Get the left foot up, kind of move the hands around. Then I'm able to move my right foot up. And then the mistake that I correct here is I get that right foot up onto the start hold, and then I go up with my right. So I have good body tension there. I'm able to cross over with my left, match that top, match the finish hold. And then once I match it, I was like, you know what? Let's try for the two peaker. So I do a nice little pull here, whoop, get the left hand up, and then I go out with the right hand. And what I think I'm supposed to do here is just put basically all my weight on the right hand and bump that left hand up a little bit. Maybe I could have done it, but I wasn't feeling it. I was like, that seems a little sketch. And this climb here, also kind of interesting. If I could have made that first move, I could have done the rest of the climb because I did do that climb from the middle of it. So I tried it a couple times. That was my best attempt, and I didn't really want to show the other, sad attempts on there, but I wish I would have recorded me trying kind of the middle part of it. But for next time. Up next is black climb. Pretty solid, nice and easy, good holds, nothing too crazy. Then we move over into the kind of the shorter section. The person I was climbing with, they prefer the shorter climb, so this is a great section for them. Nice little easy like V0 there, so that was kind of fun. It's interesting because it used different holds than what I'm used to at the climbing gym I normally go to. Then now this is a good example of me like not really knowing what to grade it. That climb seemed relatively difficult for my friend who is much shorter than I am, and for myself it was very easy because it was like basically boom, 2 moves and done. So that's just a good example of why sometimes I feel like the grading system would be nice if it was predefined for me. On this black one here, I missed it the first time, but I really tried to focus on foot placement and hand placement here. I really liked using this back wall. I felt pretty good. Really pushing into it, pushing. This is like basically a majority of the climb is me kind of stuck in this corner here. And then I finally am able to get my left hand over, and that for some reason just kind of unwedges me just a little bit. I'm able to stand up and get my right hand into a better position, swing my foot around, match up here, get that right hand up one more time, and then get the left hand onto the finish hold, match that. Felt solid, really solid. Now, unfortunately, though, after that struggle session of a climb, I move on to this purple climb right next door to it. And I'm now like I feel like I'm not fighting for my life, but my arms are like, okay, we're already like most of the way through the session here. Why are you punishing us more? So I obviously kind of like copped out and used that top right there. So this attempt is obviously null and void. But I felt like, okay, I was like, that feels okay. I do it one more time here. I do give it one more try. Get that pinch right there. Nice. Got these two here. Crimps solid. Bump the left or the left and right hand up there. Get over while staying low, which I feel like is a nice, difference there. Able to get that up and then I try to get my left foot up, and that right hand is just not staying on, so bummer. Unfortunately, I don't quite get there in the end, but that's okay. I never finish on a fail, so I send it one last time on this one attempt on this green climb here. I was really hoping I got this, because if I didn't get this one here, I was gonna go and try something else really easy. So I am happy that I finished on a relatively high note, I'd say. I think this is a solid V3 as well. Really interesting, kind of do a lot of heel hooking and kind of laybacks on this like edge wall jut right there. So I'm able to get, once I was able to get past those like first 2 or 3 moves, able to mash the top. Felt really solid about it. Overall, pretty solid session, I'd say. It was fun. I enjoy climbing outdoors, you know, whether the sun's out or not. It's still fun to be out in the elements when it's not too cold or too hot out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and happy to be back. Keep on climbing.